Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And in today's video, I want to talk about a comment that I saw yesterday, and a comment that pretty much pissed me off because it was really stupid. Now, of course, I ended up deleting the comment and I ended up blocking the person from the channel because they are obviously, new to the crypto space and they have no idea what's happening. And what did the comment say? Well, it said that the Elliott wave count here is just stupid and, it's just a bunch of nonsense that, it's here to just, it's for nothing basically. That's what the comment said. And the worst thing is that the comment had like 6 likes. So 6 people who watched yesterday's video agreed with the fact that the Elliott wave count is wrong and it does not matter. And in today's video, I want to talk about that because I think that's really stupid to think. And let me show you why. So when I started making videos, Cardano was down here when Cardano was at like 30 cents. I was saying that the Cardano chart will most likely get a third wave because the 1-2 setup that we have on the chart, it was complete and it had an ABC down, it had 5 waves up, and the second wave down actually reacted to the support zone. So of course I was expecting a third wave move up, and I have a screenshot of this, not this one first. And as you can see, this is a screenshot that I have taken from a video that was posted about 7 months ago. And what does it say? Well, as you can see here, I was expecting to get a first wave of the main third wave move to the upside. Now, where is that first wave? It's at about $1.30. Is that a coincidence? Well, maybe it is a coincidence, but as you can see, when everybody was bearish down here, I was actually bullish, and I was actually telling you that, hey, it's a possibility that Cardano breaks above the bull market support band because from the past we have learned that each time we had a cross on the bull market support band, for example here or even here, each time we had a cross, after a few days or a few weeks, Cardano went above the bull market support band, and that's when we got a huge move to the upside. Of course, back then nobody was believing me, back then everybody was calling me crazy, but what do you know, we had a cross on the bull market support band. Of course, nothing happened for a few weeks and people were starting to pretty much talk shit because, nothing was happening even though I said that we had a cross, and after a cross we go up. A couple of weeks later, what do you know, we started going up and we went up to about $1.30. Also, I want to show you another screenshot that it's taken pretty much from a video about 3 months ago. And if the Elliott wave does not work, well, how do we explain this? Here I was expecting another high in the 5th wave, and I was expecting this 5th wave to end the first wave move to the upside, which is this right here, of the main 3rd wave. And what do you know, we ended up getting that high, and that high pretty much got to this target right here. And look at what I had on the chart. I had the support zone for the 2nd wave move to the downside on the chart like 3 months ago, and what do you know, the support zone was between 82.4 cents and 37.5 cents. Of course, this changed a bit because, we got another high after this, but it doesn't really matter. I was expecting a 2nd wave move down, and we got a 2nd wave move down. So, is the Elliott wave count wrong if I was expecting the 1-2 setup here to happen like 7 months in advance? Even here in the screenshot that I took like, let's say about 7 months ago, here I had a 1-2 setup on the chart. The first wave, as you can see, was at about $1.30 or somewhere in that region. And what do you know, the 2nd wave move down was down here at about, let's say, 60 cents or so. So is this a coincidence? Well, maybe it is, but does this show that, Elliott wave worked to some extent? Well, in my opinion, I think it does, and I think it worked out perfectly well for me so far. So of course, maybe it's not going to play out exactly like I say it will, but so far it has done exactly that. And if you, comment to my comments expecting to get likes just because you say that it's stupid, even though, of course, you could say that it's stupid because maybe it is, who knows, but then again, it worked so far, and I think it's gonna work in the future. And also, you have to keep in mind, people only send these comments when we get these kind of moves. They never send these comments when we go up. Of course, Elliott wave is only stupid when we do this and not when we do something like this. When we go up, everybody's happy, so there is no reason to complain. But now that everybody is just, fearful and the prices are just going down, well, of course, they have someone to blame because, of course, they bought the top right here, and instead of blaming themselves, they blame me. And of course, there are some people that are saying that, I was predicting that Cardano will get to about, let's say, $1.80 by the end of February. And yes, I did say that, but I also said that it might not do that if it does not follow what it did in the previous cycle in February. If you can remember what I said, in the previous cycle in February, Cardano went up like 300% on its own, while Bitcoin dominance was going sideways. So even though Bitcoin dominance was going sideways, Cardano was actually going up. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is also going sideways, and it's February, but this time Cardano is not going up. Now, why is that? Well, it's because it's not doing what it did over here. Does that mean it's not going to do this in the future? No, it only means that it will do it later, in my opinion. Maybe I'm gonna be wrong, who knows, but so far I have been right about pretty much everything about Cardano, and of course there are a couple of things that I was wrong about, but to be honest with you, I mean, in the long term, I was right all along, and people seem to complain about the fact that, we are getting a second wave move down right now that I have been expecting for the past 7 months. So, is this crazy? Well, I don't know. I mean, people are pretty much blaming the tariffs right now for this move to the downside, and I don't really like that, because people are blaming a narrative instead of, thinking about the fact that, hey, maybe the charts needed a correction. I mean, we went up like 300% here. Maybe we needed to get some kind of correction before we continue with the third wave of the third wave. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the chart, if you look at the weekly chart, at the, Cardano weekly chart, as you can see, the RSI was overbought. So, when we do get to the overbought territory, I warned you about this. I mean, Cardano after that usually gets a correction. And what do you know? We got a correction. And also about this correction, because I also have to talk about the correction, this is going to end at some point, and I know people who, were complaining down here will, of course, buy Cardano again when it starts going up again, and they will probably buy it at like $2 just because their favorite YouTuber says that. I mean, they say that pretty much Cardano will get to like $50 by the end of the cycle whenever it goes up, and when it goes down, of course, the YouTubers change their minds, and, they think that, yeah, Cardano is going to like 30 cents this time, it's going to like 5 cents this time. And none of that turns out to be true. So yes, the Elliott wave count, maybe it's not going to work in the long term, who knows, but so far it has worked out perfectly well. And I mean, this channel is pretty much all about Elliott wave count, so I don't know what you are doing here if you are complaining about the fact that, I mean, of course, Cardano is going down, but that's normal, and I did talk about this scenario multiple times. We are in pretty much the exact same pattern that we were down here, and even though it's taking a little bit longer, that's not really bearish. We are still in QT, we are still in a post-halving year, and of course we are not in QE yet, but I think that QE will start soon, and even if it doesn't, even if we just stay in QT for the entire year, you have to keep in mind that Bitcoin dominance in 2017 started dropping without any QE, so we could definitely do this again, and in my opinion, it's going to drop no matter what, no matter if we get QE or not, because it needs to cool off. It's at like 60% right now, it's up quite a lot, and it only went up in the past 3 years or so, so of course it's going to have to cool off at some point. I mean, charts cannot go up forever, and Bitcoin dominance is no exception. It's going to drop at some point, but if it does not drop right now, you cannot just come to my channel or any other people's channels and complain about the fact that, hey, the market is not doing anything. Yeah, we know it's not doing anything, and we cannot really do anything about that. You just have to wait, you have to be patient, and, I mean, of course, Cardano could get another low right here in the second wave. Maybe it is going to do that, maybe it's not going to do that, who knows? All I know is that I've been predicting this move right here for the past 7 months now, maybe even longer, and people are still complaining about it, even though I pretty much gave you this move on the chart. Like, I mean, even 3 months ago, I even had the support zone on the chart. What do you think the support zone is for? It's for buying, and it's the exact same thing about this move right here. We had a support zone on the chart. The chart reacted to the 0.618 support level of the first wave move to the upside. What happened after that? Absolutely nothing, and people started complaining because, of course, Cardano was not doing anything even though we touched the 0.618 support level. And a couple of months after that, about 2 months after that, we started pumping and everybody started buying Cardano up here. And I even have some videos on the channel saying that, you should not FOMO in because we will get a second wave down. And now people are blaming me for, getting a second wave move down. charts cannot go up forever. I mean, even Cardano cannot go up forever, and I know Cardano is not doing too great right now, but you have to keep in mind Bitcoin dominance is at 60%. Of course, Cardano is not doing well, and if you look at the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin is actually doing a lot better than it was doing yesterday. As you can see, we dropped below the 200-day moving average, and then we got back above it, so the low could be in. We almost got to the 50% extension right here, and people are fearful right now. The fear and greed index is at like 10, so of course, people do not really want to see these kind of drops, but I mean, these kind of drops are meant to be here for people to sell, so the market gets rid of these people and then it can continue going up. And when it does go up again, of course, the people who sold down here will most likely buy up here again, and then it will go down again. They will sell again, and then they will lose a lot of money. And that happens every single cycle. And of course, people have to lose money in order to learn. And if you are here just to, complain about Cardano not doing anything, you also have to look at the other charts. The other charts are not doing anything as well. Of course, there are a couple of exceptions like Solana or XRP that have gone up way earlier than the other coins. But if you look at Solana, for example, it's down like 50% from this high right here. And the Elliott wave count, in my opinion, looks very, very bearish. The second wave move down got below the 0.786 support level, so maybe the top is already in, and maybe the people who bought Solana up here expecting it to get like $5,000 by the end of the cycle will start losing money now because they just FOMO'd in instead of buying coins that are near bear market lows. Yeah, I'm not expecting, Solana to just get a bear market right now, but maybe it's likely. Of course, we could get another high, and another high would make sense, but if we don't, and if we top right here, people are going to complain in the bear market, of course. And what are they gonna do? Well, they're not going to buy Solana when it's at like $11 again. No, they're just going to look for the other next altcoin that will most likely be at all-time highs by the time they buy it. And when they do buy it, I mean, it's just going to go sideways for months, and then it will drop, and they will sell during the drop, even though they bought the top, and that's how they lose money. So you should not FOMO in any other altcoins. You just have to wait for these corrections. And yeah, maybe the Elliott wave count is stupid. Who knows? But all I know is that I'm probably going to make a lot more money than you just by following this stupid Elliott wave count. And even if you don't believe in this, you just have to believe in other stuff, because I talk about other stuff as well. I mean, from this high right here, from the 2018 high to the 2021 high, it took about 1,337 days to top. And if we want to do the exact same thing again, I mean, from this high to, the next high, I mean, we would have to top in about April of 2025. Is that possible? Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. If that does not play out, that does not mean that it will not play out later in the year. So for people that are not patient right now, please be patient and please stop complaining. And this correction is normal. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.